Ben Simmons officially out for tonight for Game 4 for Brooklyn, with the Nets season on the brink, down 0-3 to the Boston Celtics. Once again confirming Ben Simmons hates basketball. He doesn't care about basketball. He doesn't care about his teammates. He doesn't care about the coaching staff or the fans or winning. This is why he was run out of Philly, and rightly so, because he never worked on his shot. And in his final pathetic, hapless act with the 76ers last postseason, last time he was on a basketball court, he didn't shoot. He couldn't shoot. Simmons passed up a layup down 2 against the Hawks Game 7 and was rightly banished forever by the Philadelphia 76ers. You know I said this on Time to Schein. I hated this deal for the Brooklyn Nets. Despised it. I loved Harden for Philly. I was laughed at. I was right. You were wrong, because Ben Simmons would rather plan his outfits than play ball. This, to me, was the easiest take in the history of Time to Schein. You know, some thought that Brooklyn was going to be that change of scenery to get him focused. Nah. He wants to be a celebrity for doing nothing. Ben Simmons has damaged his credibility with his teammates at yet another stop, and now he's damaged his credibility around the league. But he doesn't care. Ben Simmons spent 10 days ramping up to play. I mean, that's my new favorite in vogue NBA expression. Ramping up. You're either healthy or not. You either want to win or you don't. I'm not a Simmons fan at all. His offensive game is poor, but I do acknowledge what he can bring to the table on defense, how he can rebound the basketball. In theory, Ben Simmons can get the ball at the floor and help Brooklyn. He doesn't care. Nets are about to become fodder for failure. They are a sad sack comedy act. They needed 10 to 20 minutes tonight from Ben Simmons to help, but that's just it. Ben Simmons doesn't want to try. Ben Simmons is everything wrong with sports. John Lynch held his highly anticipated press conference just a few hours ago, and he said he cannot ever imagine a scenario moving on from Deebo Samuels because he's too good of a football player. And as you heard Lynch stress, he has nothing but love for Deebo as a player and a person. And listen, I truly believe that Lynch and the Niners believe that, because Deebo is a gem, a great player. He's been team-oriented since he's been in San Francisco. He does it all. You see the numbers, catching, running. He's a weapon. Superb teammate, great guy. There's just one gigantic fly in the old ointments. He doesn't want to be there. He demanded a trade. Now, it's kind of crazy, and I think Deebo is going to regret this, but San Francisco reportedly is willing to pay him. Kyle Shanahan's system is amazing for him. And, of course, John Lynch didn't say anything crazy or off the charts inflammatory today. John Lynch, too bright for that. And saying anything nuts doesn't help. Keeping Deebo because he's amazing, letting him play angry, is certainly an option. We've talked about it throughout the last week. But the draft is Thursday. Of course the Niners have to listen to Godfather offers. And when I say Godfather offers, I'm talking about 2 first-rounders or a very high first and a second. Now, we made the case, team-specific, for the Jets last week. They need Deebo Samuel in the worst possible way for all the reasons we documented on Friday. I love hearing that the Lions are in play. Remember, they have that second first-rounder after the Matthew Stafford trade. Green Bay should give up both first-round picks and not even think twice about it. Same with Kansas City. This, of course, after the clubs traded Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill, respectively. And both are still in win-a-championship mode. If John Lynch wanted to quiet the rumors, and trust me, he didn't do that today. He shouldn't quiet them. He is the general manager of a truly great team with a star who wants out. Of course the Niners will be open-minded to turning Deebo Samuel into something huge by Thursday. A nice day, a good day would be putting it mildly. That was awesome and needed on a lot of different levels. Old school from Garrett Cole. Pitching like the ace that he is. No excuses, no nonsense. Just pure filth and domination. For him, it was my mound, my game. No worries about Billy Crystal or Mother Nature. The Yankees swept the Guardians over the weekend, and it was a big deal. The pitching was strong, Cole was exceptional, The bats all weekend long were excellent. The Yankees had comeback wins. In a season where the Yankees haven't had much life or juice, the consistency and domination all weekend was pretty great and needed. Sadly, as amazing as the play was on the field, the fan behavior after the incredible comeback and walk-off win on Saturday was just sickening. Just because you buy a ticket, that doesn't give you a license to be a dangerous dingus. You never throw objects on a field. That was scary. That scene was a disgrace, embarrassing. You never yell things at players that are crude and below the belt. It was an embarrassment to Yankees fans and to New York. Major League Baseball security should look at the video, find the hooligans, and ban them for life from all Major League Baseball stadiums. That was an awful scene. The Yankees on the field found a way to shift the conversation in a positive way. Now the Yankees fans need to do better. You know the old head exploding emoji? That's me listening to Kyrie Irving complaining about the Brooklyn Nets and their inability to gel in the postseason. Are you kidding me? The number one reason the Brooklyn Nets have no chemistry and haven't gelled is because of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, and we talked about this as a first guest, and we could talk about health and safety, and of course you get vaccinated for that first and foremost, but in terms of being a teammate and availability, you do it for your job, for your profession. And this is also on the heels of the year before where Kyrie went AWOL. This is the entire point. Kyrie Irving has no interest in being a good teammate. He's never available. He didn't start playing until January 5th. He played in 29 regular season games, didn't play in a home game until March 27th. Barely played with Kevin Durant. Come on. I don't want to hear about lack of chemistry because this is all the fault of Kyrie Irving. Remember, the original issue here with regards to why James Harden wanted a trade in the first place, and again, you could debate if that was right, wrong, or indifferent, it was because at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving wasn't there, so they couldn't achieve their goals. Kyrie Irving, for him to sit there post-game, after the Brooklyn Nets, one of the most underachieving teams in NBA history, considering the expectations. Remember, preseason expectations, summertime expectations. Harden, obviously, first full season, Kyrie, Kevin Durant. You're thinking, all right, this is going to be a championship team. You picked the Brooklyn Nets to win it all. This team is an embarrassment. And you compare and contrast them, right, to the Boston Celtics, who have unbelievable chemistry, and everybody plays the game the right way. Kyrie Irving created this entire thing. Those comments, I mean, that's like the Superman meme. That's you. We're talking. The reason there's no chemistry is because of you. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Kyrie Irving just does not care about anything other than himself, and the Nets have too many of these guys rolling around. Got to get this off my chest. And this all relates to the topics, plural, of the day when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets. And this is not a popular take, but I don't care. I feel terrible for Kevin Durant. I really do. Now, give the Boston Celtics a lot of credit for what they've done throughout this series. Specifically here, the defense on KD. KD first two games, dreadful. Worst I've ever seen from Kevin Durant in a big spot. Saturday night, defense was amazing. And you take a look at Durant on Saturday, he was nondescript. He was average. He wasn't aggressive. He couldn't get the ball. He was, certainly doubled and bodied and, 6 of 11. I mean, that's not being in it. And let me tell you something. I know our guy, Charles Barkley, basically said you got bus drivers and bus riders. And, at the end of the day, Kevin Durant is a bus rider. Not even close. I love Charles. Charles is not even remotely correct on this. If you look at the Golden State Warriors when Durant was there, Kevin Durant was the best player on the team. And no one loves Steph Curry more than me. I've argued Steve Kerr is a top 4 or 5 coach in NBA history. Clay's amazing. Draymond's amazing. He was not a hood ornament in Golden State. He was the Finals MVP. Twice. Now, he left because you had haters, not me. You had critics, Twitter tough guys saying, oh, let's see him go win somewhere else. Yeah? How's that working out? Now, he hitched his wagon to the wrong organization, to the wrong star in Kyrie Irving. I feel bad for him. I really do. Go back to last year in the Milwaukee series. If he didn't wear that extra big shoe, I mean, that was an all-time Game 7 game in the second round of the postseason, but obviously Brooklyn ended up losing. No one wants to hear it because Kevin Durant could be his own worst enemy. He fights down on Twitter. He says some dopey things. The guy is an all-timer. He has to deal with Steve Nash, who just, botched a couple of challenges as you're watching the show tonight. Steve Nash can't coach his way out of a paper bag. I mean, this whole thing is a mess. Boston, amazing. Tatum, amazing. Brown's amazing. Smart's amazing. Udoka is incredible. The new head coach who was in Brooklyn as an assistant, he's fantastic. I feel terrible for my guy, Kevin Durant. I got to get this off my chest. Chris Paul pulled a disappearing act in Game 4. And honestly, he deserves all sorts of heat and blame. 4 points is hot garbage. That is unacceptable. 2 of 8 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. And then, not that he was wrong about the officiating as I'm watching the game, but that loser's lament post-game, I mean, come on. It wasn't about the officiating. It was more about Jones just being a pain in the derriere and being excellent in terms of the defense. Look, I said on Friday that you were going to see a split, right, in terms of the games in New Orleans. I said after the Booker injury, this was going to be knotted up at 2. Frankly, this puts so much pressure on Chris Paul. Sensational all-time player, yeah, but he's never won anything, and he's choked in the postseason. That was a vintage failure from Chris Paul. He's got to be better than that because in the first round, Devin Booker is not walking through that door. That was a mess for Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns. Got to get this off my chest. Angel Hernandez is the worst. The worst. The worst umpire in the league. And here he is, Sunday Night Baseball, an incredible stage last night, and I don't blame Kyle Schwarber for going nuts. You see Josh Hader's face? He's smiling because he knows that he just got the ultimate break. By the way, I was watching the game live in the 6th. The calls on Schwarber were even worse in the 6th inning. This is a 1-0 game. Kyle Schwarber, go back to when Theo Epstein was obsessed with him, when you take a look at the Cubs days. I mean, Kyle Schwarber could be the robot ump. He's got the best eye of anyone at the plate. You realize Angel Hernandez, who's the worst forever, missed 19 calls, 6 called strike 3s that were out of the zone. The Gene Segura called strike 3 was 6.5 inches out of the strike zone. That's an incredible miss. I don't want to see this guy, Angel Hernandez, ever again. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.